Now we discuss Macbeth in detail. Means now we see every act of this drama and their important scenes. So before we start, it is also very important to see the main characters of this drama. First of all, it is King Duncan. He is the King of Scotland. Malcolm and Donalbain. These are the sons of King Duncan. Macbeth and Banquo. These are the generals of King's army. Other characters are Macduff, Lennox, Ross. These are the noblemen of Scotland. And there are certain other characters like Lady Macbeth and Lady Macduff. So these are the ladies who also play a very important role in this drama. Now we start the first act, and now we discuss the first act in detail. As the first act starts, there are three witches who meet on a lonely heath, and they plan to meet Macbeth on his victorious return from the battlefield. So it is a very small scene where three witches are talking to one another and they plan to meet Macbeth. As scene second starts, King Duncan and his two sons, Malcolm and Donalbain, are waiting eagerly in a camp near Forres to get news from the battlefield. At that time, a bleeding sergeant comes with the latest news from the battlefield. He informs the king that the loyal general Macbeth and Lieutenant Banquo are fighting bravely against MacDonald, the great rebel and traitor. They have returned the battlefield into another Golgotha. The sergeant is exhausted and he is sent for medical aid. Very soon, Ross, a nobleman of Scotland, reports that the King of Norway had come to help MacDonald, the Thane of Cawdor. Thane of Cawdor is the title which is bestowed on MacDonald by King Duncan. Even then, the victory fell to Macbeth. The King Duncan is pleased at this message and orders to execute MacDonald, the Thane of Cawdor. He sends Ross to honor Macbeth with the title of Thane of Cawdor. Now, act first, scene third. The three witches meet on a heath as they have planned before. According to their previous plan, they prepare themselves to meet Macbeth and Banquo, who are returning from the battlefield after their glorious victory over MacDonald. They talk about their supernatural powers. They are old and ugly women with long flowing beards. Hearing the sound of drum, they go about dancing a devilish dance to gather strength to do mischief to Macbeth. Banquo sees the three witches first. He expresses his wonder at these figures and dresses. These three witches hail Macbeth and greet him by three titles. So it is also a very important incident in this drama. From here, the journey of Macbeth's life changes. These three titles are the Thane of Glamis, the Thane of Cawdor, and the King Hereafter. They declare that Banquo is less than Macbeth but greater. They say that Banquo will be father of kings, but he himself would never be a king. Macbeth stands wondering how he can be the Thane of Cawdor and wants the witches to speak more about their prophecies. But the witches vanish. Banquo feels envious of the great fortune that is promised to Macbeth by the three witches. Macbeth and Banquo both are in amazement whether they are asleep or awake. Soon, Rose and August come and announce that King Duncan is pleased, make Macbeth the title of the Thane of Cawdor. Thus, the first two prophecies of the witches come true immediately. This convinces Macbeth that the third prophecy of his becoming the king of Scotland will also come true. Banquo warns Macbeth not to put any trust in the wild prophecies of the witches. Now Macbeth is lost in thought. He feels that he can get the throne of Scotland by murdering the king. But he is horrified at the thought of murder. He recollects himself. He thanks the two noblemen and asks Banquo to talk to him in confidence after seeing the king. He also asks Banquo to think over the prophecies at leisure and speak to him. And that's the end of scene third. Now we come to scene fourth. The scene is a room in the royal palace at Forres. King Duncan, his sons, lords, and attendants are waiting to receive the victorious General Macbeth and Banquo. The king's son, Malcolm, reports to his father that Cawdor has been executed. At the time, Macbeth and Banquo arrives and they are heartily welcomed by the king. The king calls Macbeth his worthiest cousin. The king receives Banquo with equal warmth and admiration. In this joyous mood, the king announces that he is going to announce his elder son Malcolm as the heir of throne and make him Prince of Cumberland. At the end of this announcement, the king also declares that he would pass one night at Macbeth's castle of Inverness as a guest to honor his great general. Macbeth feels that it is the easiest way to achieve the throne by murdering the king the very night when the king is his guest at his castle. He invokes the spirit of darkness to help him in this venture. And that's the end of scene 4th. Now we come to that's the end of scene 3rd. Now we come to scene 4th. Duncan arrives at Macbeth's castle. Towards evening, Duncan's two sons, Banquo and attendants, Lord, are with the king. Duncan is highly pleased by the pleasant sight of the castle and the delicious air that fills the whole region. Soon Lady Macbeth comes. She greets King and with all his sincerity. Lady Macbeth has Duncan's murder in her mind at the moment. She returns the greeting in stiff, formal language. Duncan is anxious to meet Macbeth, who is staying in. Duncan tells Lady Macbeth how he deeply appreciates